Welcome back, everybody. Today we air our third episode of Chat
Los
and Gas,
Otomies
a
MC.
GTA 1% Motorcycle Club biker talk show, and today we are back with another banger. Welcome, everybody.
What up, what
Before,
up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
yes sir, known as 12 MC. And before we get into the interview, we'll introduce today's host. I am your boy RFFR-Crazyboy, Toledo Bay president, Hell Riders MC founder.
I'm RFFR-Cosmo, Grape Seed Charter President.
I am RFFR-Berserk, Toledo Bay Enforcer.
Okay, appreciate that. Before we get into the talking segment, we're going to go ahead and let 12MC introduce themselves with the members they have in the building.
Cool. My name's Teddy, 12MC Teddy. I am the club founder and also Toledo Bay Charter President.
What up? I'm 12MC Myth, President of the Valley, one of the first 5 in the club, and just pass it over.
What's up, guys? My name's Fusifer. I'm the Bay Area Sergeant.
So what's up? I am Vito. I am the Toledo Bay's road captain and also part of the first 5.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Aztec. I'm from the Valley. I'm just a patch member.
Okay. Is that all the members from 12MC that we have in here?
Should be. I think one of our prospects trash, but he's outside fighting NPCs.
Prospect, you want to say anything?
Yo, what up? My name is Thrash, 12MC, just prospecting, baby.
Nobody gives a shit. Sign out, fucking with you, gang. Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you coming out, prospect.
No, we're serious.
Dedication on your behalf, man. Represent your club the right way. So before I actually ask these questions, there's something that just intrigued me when you guys are introducing yourselves. So instead of a first 9 or a notorious 6, you guys have a first 5. Can you explain that a little bit?
Do you want to speak a little bit on this, or you want me to talk?
If you would like, it's all good. Just shoot me. Just fucking let me know whenever you want me to talk.
For sure. I've kind of started with the. It was back with my fellow founder. His name is Pokes. Unfortunately, he can't be on here with us for the moment. He's at work. But Pokes, me and him both kind of like came along with his cousin. At the moment, it was just kind of us three. We kind of came along to the moment. We're like, hey, we're going to bring a bunch of trusted members into the club who we could for sure know that, we could trust them with hierarchy positions. There's only 5 hierarchy positions in the actual GTA MC, so we're like, let's just stick with the first 5. I assume from that's going to be just start adding full patches. So for us, we kind of like thought there was no need for secretary, there was no need for treasurer, there was no need for any of that, because they actually don't have anything to do on the game. So they were just kind of filling up spots and taking up like egos at the time. So we're just kind of trying to diminish that. Aside from the first 5, I don't know, it's me, Vito, Pokes, and the homie Myth right here.
Chavallo.
And, aside from Chavallo too as well. That's the first 5 originally. I did mention Pokes' cousin Tree, but unfortunately, he just kind of didn't really last along the club. I did give him his recognition. He kind of was one of the first Sergeant at Arms prior to Myth, because Myth was original, also one of the first few Sergeant at Arms.
Yeah.
But he just wasn't super active within the MC community. He didn't really take that into what's the word? Take it too much with responsibility, I should say. He didn't care too much about it, so we just really don't represent him in it.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice, man. Because with us, we just stick to the key 5 roles that's in the game as well. We don't do secretary, we don't do treasurer, we don't do tail gunner. We do have a first 9. We don't have all the original first 9 members here, but that's just how we go off. But that was nicely put, man. Who was that was talking?
That was me. That was Teddy, bro. I'm not sure if you can bring up, but that was me. That was Teddy.
Okay. All right. Also, remember, this is 420 friendly biker talk show. You know what I'm saying? Spark up that Tuka pack. Flame up them bowls. Let's get into the questions. So the first question I want to ask, remember, any one of you guys can answer this, to your best abilities. You don't have to answer anything that you don't want to.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so are there any events that you guys host for the MC community, or are you guys just more focused on the club itself?
I'm gonna jump in here. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so this is Myth talking. What's up? What's up? So yeah, dude. When I first started in this club, that's what actually the club was. That's what the club was really focused on. It's kind of getting our name out there. We just started. You know what I'm saying? Just naturally, I wanted to talk to clubs like you guys' club. You know, clubs like-minded. How we were. We did low-letter events, ride-outs. It was pretty badass, you know. And in the timing of when we started, it was that COVID boom where a lot of clubs, you know, started just out of nowhere, you know, and everyone was at home, so there was people to actually do events with, you know. So out of that, you know, that's where we kind of got our name out, you know. A lot of the OG people that I know us for that being that club that hosts a lot of events. You know, as the community goes, it gets a little more toxic, you know. So rarely we'll have them open to everybody else, but we'll have events most of the time with clubs that we know are safe. You know, clubs that we know they're going to be respectful. You know, people we're also going to have fun with as well, and then sprinkle in a little bit of people who are trying to like get into it. I suppose like.
Just to kind of continue off of that, because I kind of heard that there was some like issues.
Yeah.
My kid, my bad.
No, you're good. Like Myth mentioned, yeah, you know, that's something we did kind of, you know, thrive within the community first in the first early years of Otomies, Los Otomies, I should say. The first year was really focused on, you know, getting in touch with the community. Me and Pokes came from a prior club. I really don't want to say the name. That was kind of just really known for favoritism. They didn't really like. They said they, you know, focus on brotherhood, but their brotherhood is very, very selected, and that's not something that. It was really hypocritical, you know.
Yeah.
Me and Pokes kind of. Pokes brought me in there. You know, he was kind of my sponsor, and I kind of saw the shit that he was kind of thrown into. Prior before me joining that club, I had brought already Los Otomies up with 2 other homies, but that was just a little trial run, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, an idea. And so that really like didn't go anywhere, obviously, as you could tell, because I went with those guys. But once we saw the true colors of that other MC that we were a part of, we were just kind of like talking on the side of like, you know, he's like, hey man, you talk about these ideas, you know, brother, loyalty, and respect, and we actually try to live those ideas not just in the game but outside of the game as well. This club isn't just a brotherhood. It's kind of the same thing, but it's very, very family oriented. Some of us here, like, we've kind of met each other in real life and stuff like that. It's not just something like that we do in the game. So, you know, we take a lot of pride in that stuff. So for us to kind of like, what's the word? Just have that kind of set. You know, that's just kind of the goal that we want to like represent. So in the first years, we want to like meet with clubs that had those old traditional ways, like, you know, meeting up with other MCs that wasn't just fighting all the time. It wasn't just drama on on IG, because that's sadly what the community has become.
Yeah.
You know, and I could say that, and people are gonna get mad about us saying that, but it's the truth. You know, the MC community now is just people beefing on IG, people talking shit about each other on IG, and that's stupid. You know,
Yeah.
that's not what the MC community should be about.
And that's not what the MC community originated from on GTA. I tell my
Exactly.
club all the time, you know, people that told me, you know, I might as well like not waste my time trying to bring the community back together. But what happens if now is the hardest time and, you know, the hardest challenge for the MC community, you know? What happens if we can build, you know, something safe, like a safe haven for, you know, the traditional 1% clubs like ourselves, you know, to be safe in these lobbies, you know? Not to beat the dead horse, I'd have said it in a few episodes back, but, you know, like, you'll be in a lobby doing a standard ground, right? You'll just have your regular 99ers come over, that's normal, you know, blowing you up and shit. But then you'll have another supposedly 1% club come over and help the 99er take your standard ground. Like, aren't we all rocking the same percent? Don't we all have the same beliefs? So you're gonna have these guys take over another 1% club's, you know, standard ground for $2,000. You know, that's how you could tell, you know, it's starting to get to a turning point. You know, like, if we see a club doing a standard ground, especially a 1% club, we're gonna come help them. You know, we're not gonna take their shit over. You know, that's lame. You know, we all supposed to have the same beliefs. And that's what's pretty much crazy to me.
Well said.
Yes, sir. So
yeah, there's a. Sorry, let me jump in real quick. So there is a very gray area. 'Cause sometimes I think that back then it's like, hey man, how you guys doing? But now it's like everyone's looked at as a target. You know what I'm saying? Which I do agree with that. You know, it's to that point where it's like a club starts a stand your ground and the line's already drawn in the sand. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna go fight. Or hey, they're coming at us. Or hey, let's. Yeah, dude, that's like definitely that's how the community is right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty sickening. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, for sure. Who's that? Say your name so the people know who's talking.
So this is Vito.
Okay.
We were even talking about this earlier. I think that most people nowadays, they're just thinking of MCs as more or less TDM heads that, oh, we're not even going to go, we're going to get a little bit of content, but then we're going to go immediately into fighting. Like, that's all they look for pretty much. And even we've had problems with some people. I'm not going to say who or when, but it was problems in the past where we just had straight up TDM heads. We've had multiple TDM heads try and apply. And we've turned them down. Like, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to hang out. We're here to have fun, get content. And yeah, if we got to get drawn into a fight, we're going to fucking stand our ground.
Yeah. I'm about to say, yeah, I can definitely agree on that because we've been kicked out some top tier shooters just because they had that chip on their shoulder like I'm the best shooter here. We don't give a fuck about none of that, you know. We don't do patch rips here. Our main melee weapon here is a pipe wrench. You know, we're unique. You know, you come in here and post a patch rip, you fuck around and get kicked, you know, especially if it's like ripping another MC guy, you know. That's just our beliefs. We can't speak for everybody else, but us, we don't worry about that shit. You know, you don't get any cookies here for that, you know.
Yeah, and that's where I think just MCs, they just strayed away from the path is that's when they got really focused into TDM head, like TDMs and patch ripping.
Yeah.
I think that's the place that we just, you know, just went too far into, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
that's really what like killed some, kind of killed some of the community. I mean, nobody just wants to join a server and then, you know, just start cruising along and somebody just comes along on a bike and just knocks you off and then 7 other people jump in. I mean, that's no fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we prefer, like, while you're trying to stab us, we're just going to beat you up with a pipe wrench and, you know, just leave it at that. But, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next question. So if 12MC had one message to a new 1% club trying to start up in 2023, what would it be? What would you tell these guys coming in?
I can speak on this. Well, through my experience, persevere, bro. I know it's gonna be hard. You're gonna be grinding all those times, going through different members, attracting members. Not only that, you know, marketing your club. Be original. Stick out. If you honestly believe in what you're doing, people will come. May take a year, may take 6 months, may take 2 weeks, maybe even longer or whatever, you know. But just be original, stick to your shit. You know, build a bond, build a, I guess, you know, family. You know what I'm saying? But a brotherhood, I would say, of friendships. You know, because end of the day, sometimes it even goes out of the game, and that's what a successful club can be. You know, and that's what makes it fun being in the club. So be original, stick to it, just persevere over the hill. A lot of people can do it, just they don't stick it out.
Yeah, man, that's well said. That's definitely well said. Anybody else want to add on to that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can add on to it. All I gotta say is just, you know, have fun. Like, nobody's on here just to, like, be on an MC and just be super strict and whatnot and just, you know, this is how it is, you guys gotta follow it this way and this way. No, nobody really likes that. I mean, yeah, have boundaries. But, I think what you should have is just a friendship type deal.
Yeah.
But when it comes down for business, you know, have business. And like Myth said, you know, even off the game, like say if you guys are like in real life, you guys could probably hang out or even on another game. Like don't just leave the MC just on MC, like on GTA 5.
Yeah.
Like, cause I don't think, I think that's what most communities, they'll get conscrewed sometimes. It's just, or some at least, gets conscrewed is that, oh, we're on GTA 5, that's just MC shit. And then they just go their separate ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got for that.
Okay, nice. So, what would 12MC like to see change in the MC community? Like, out of all the things and the, the challenges that we've been put through, what would you guys like to see change? I'm pretty sure there's a lot, but like, what would be the main thing 12MC would like to see change?
So this is Teddy speaking right now, and I want to just I don't want to go too much on this because I didn't think I was gonna get asked this question, or yeah. But one thing honestly that I want to see change with the 1% community, because people want to say there's another MC community, which is those 99ers, is actually sticking with the Rays, man. This isn't my first club. I've been a part of multiple clubs. I was 18 when I was in the community. When I first joined the community, I'm 25 now.
Yeah.
So I've had tons of experience to win before I was able to say, I'm a president and I'm going to start up as MC and I'm going to lead these guys on, not just for 1 year, but 3 years. You know what I mean? Not just by myself, but with the help of everybody else around here too, because all these guys here help make this club what this club is, and that's something that I tell these fools every day. You know what I mean? But within the whole MC community, I feel like what really needs to change is, that whole ego. There's a lot of ego going on with the whole community of like, I'm the best this, I'm the best that. Shut the fuck up with that. Sorry to be so blunt, but shut the fuck up with that, fool.
That's the
none
problem.
of us are.
Nobody's blunt.
That's
anymore.
the problem. Nobody's blunt. Just shut
There's
the
no
fuck up with that shit. No one wants to
politics
hear that shit. I don't want to see I'm the best this killer and this and that shit. Like, okay, cool, that's awesome. You could shoot, you could do that, but what is your MC about? What are you repping your club about? You're just showing me that you're just an egotistical person, And when it comes to meeting that club at Real, that club isn't really, it's not organized. There's not a lot of that anymore. That's just what I want to say. Kill that ego, because once you kill that ego, you open a lot of doors for yourself, and a lot of people around you too as well. But that's all I'm saying.
I'll jump in after. Can you hear me? Check one. I'm outside, that's why. Can you hear me? Yeah, that's actually one of the big things, because I'm a side business aside from the club. I make patches for a lot of people. There's some people who actually go, they'll start their club up, and they're like, the first thing they say is, oh, we're gonna run this community, instead of like, oh, who can I meet up? What connections? Hey man, like let's do a ceasefire. Let's have an event, get to know each other. You're actually like when we talked on your order, you actually were like, man, I want to do this. I have aspirations to do this. So I was like, all right, hell yeah, dude, I'm with it, bro. Whatever you need, I got you, bro. That's what's more needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, dude, your club's up in like 2 days, like. Relax, like simmer down, like calm down, bro. Like give everybody their flowers and then just build off of that,
Add me, we're gonna be at Rockstar Games, the best motorcycle club ever. Like nigga, you don't even get the patch.
No, motherfucker, relax, simmer down.
You ain't even paid for the patch yet, bub.
For real.
Nah, who was the last guy talking? That was Teddy.
Me?
Yeah, that was me. Oh, that was Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy.
What's up?
So to hit on what you were saying about the ego, I really feel that, bro. And it's also like there's like less politics here. Like in real life, that's all MCs are structured off of is politics. For real. You see what I'm saying? You know how much a simple text could do. If you get shot at in the lobby, you just get on Insta or Facebook, anything, Rockstar Social Club, and just send a text to the founder or pres like, yo. I got shot at by one of your supports or prospects or, full patch. What's up with that? A lot of people, that's when that ego will play in. I had a lot of people tell, oh, well, we're shoot first, And I just really think that's crazy. Like, I understand shoot first,
Let him talk, Vito.
I understand shoot first. It's just like when you do it against, MCs that's trying to be cool, There's a number of times I didn't we see MC clubs, I tell my, my members, yo, don't shoot. We'll pull up and try to greet ourselves, and now they're trying to stab us or shoot us. It's just, that shit's getting real tiring. That shit definitely need to change.
Definitely. It's still Teddy talking here. To speak on the shoot first and shoot second, the shoot second rule goes out the window. That's KOS is a KOS on site for reasons.
Yeah.
Even with KOSs, we don't just move to just add anybody just willy-nilly. Because that's not something we really focus on, is not fighting all the time. If we need to defend ourselves, we'll defend ourselves, obviously, especially defending the club's name. But, we once we have somebody on our K West, that's like a matter of you really disrespected the whole club. You know, for us to be putting you on there, for us to kind of go out of our way to start focusing our attention on you. That's just a matter of disrespect that you've shown to the club. You know.
No. Definitely.
Yeah. Whenever it comes to meeting, if like say for example, if I would have never seen you guys before and would have met you guys in the club, just in the lobby, and if we rolled up on you, I would have been like, let's roll up with this and see what's up with them. Let's go chill. You know, let's go hang out. These guys seem like they're like sticking with the old ways. Let's just see what's up with them because they're actually doing what we're wanting to do. We've been wanting to find clubs like this, but like I said, those clubs are just very little to find anymore because nobody does that, and it's sad.
Yeah, to add on what you're saying, man, like I've been putting together some stuff about starting the Dying Breed Coalition, Motorcycle Coalition. Because just like you said, you can't really find clubs like us, I just want to chill and enjoy that MC culture, and have fun and not just worry about shooting. We're really a dying breed out here, in 2023. You see what I'm saying? If we could build a community within a community, of like-minded clubs, maybe we can make, public lobbies, sessions way more enjoyable. For sure. Definitely a dying breed out here.
If I may, I'd like to add a little something to that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a funny little anecdote, but it's still kind of applicable in a sense. It's kind of like if you're watching like a zombie show or like playing a game or something, and there's not like a lot of people left. You know what I mean? It's just hordes of undead. You know what I mean? And you see people killing each other. It hits a lot harder because you're like, damn, there's really not a lot of people left. You know what I mean? And I feel like, in a sense, the motorcycle club community on GTA should be kind of the same way. You know what I mean? We really shouldn't be fighting as much. And, sometimes that comes from bad management or just, general bad apples. But, in a broader sense, it makes more sense to be, sticking together, banded together against the hordes of the undead.
You gotta hold on. I want to put a side note on that. You gotta like an NPR voice, bro. Like
voices around here.
There you go. Nice, dude. Now, to add on to that, it's kind of like an outside looking in type perspective, And yeah, it's don't get me wrong. It is sometimes some of my guys are like, hey, let's get on, let's ride. I'm like, okay, cool, but it's when you got a new club that you kind of hang out with, or new people into the club that you bring in, they bring that little that oomph in a sense of like, dude, let's get it. Like let's show this guy around. Like he's new to the community. Let's show him. Like what's going on. Because that's how I was brought in. I didn't know nothing about the community. Teddy's my boy IRL, and he's like, hey man, do you want to check this out? Fuck it. And next thing you know, 3 years later, I'm a president of my own charter. You know what I'm saying? So yes, sir. I forgot the point. Dementia's kicking in. But yeah, this is gas, baby. Nah, but yeah, I mean, I ramble a lot, so go ahead. Go for it. Whoever's next, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say on that.
Okay, so I just got 2 more questions before we go ahead and give the floor to my boy Cosmo. Really appreciate everybody's participation in the conversations. We're really diving deep here. So, my bad. So to the newest patch in the room for 12MC, who would be that? Who would that be?
Baked Fusifer.
Said
Fusifer.
Fusifer. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
That's a really crazy name. Y'all heard that, people? Fusifer. All right. So what made you try out for 12MC, and what made you stay? Like what got you interested in even like trying to come there? And then once you got your foot in the door, like your support and hanger on stage, what made you want to stay?
So what made me want to join was the patch. I'm from the Bay Area in California, and I wanted to have that on my patch. And I thought it just looked really cool. And what made me want to stay is like the real brotherhood that this club has.
Yeah.
Like another member, my sister and I, we've met up with the president here and a few other members, or both of the presidents actually, a couple times in person.
Heyo.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a real strong brotherhood.
Nice. All right. So, how has your club evolved since you first opened your doors? So, you guys were formed in what, 2019?
Yes.
Okay. So, how has the club evolved to this day right now? Have you seen any major changes?
Yeah, this is Teddy speaking. There's been, 3 years, of course there's going to be some changes, you know what I mean? Especially if you expect to kind of grow and last long, you have to make changes. It's something you got to do. Definitely the first year of LO, this is something I used to tell the guys a lot back in the day, one thing you guys are going to understand, this club isn't going to be all sunshines and roses. There's going to be some thorns in each rose. We're going to get cut, we're going to get bleeding.
Yeah.
Things are going to get ugly. There's things are going to be needed fixing. So, that was a lot of was happening during that first year. Obviously, Pokes, my co-founder, at the time he was very, very active for it. Something went on the line that he's just gonna put the much time that he had before that he actually had to get a challenge for his position, and that's something that I had to support. Most people at the end of the day, I feel like, wouldn't really follow that decision because oh, that's my boy, that's my homie, this and that. My brothers are my brothers, but the business is the business. You know what I mean? And this is what I say with the traditional old school way that I try to keep this club.
Yeah.
That's where that comes into play. You know what I mean? Super strict. You know what I mean? It's still at the end of the day, we're rapping what we do, we're RPing, but it's something that at least I take with what's it called? What's that word? I'm drawing blanks of all this fucking weed I'm smoking as I've been muted. Fucking. It's something I take a lot of. It's something I take a lot of pride into. You know what I mean? I was brought into the community with the little club. I'll fucking drop the name. Los Malos MC. I'm not sure if anybody knows what that club is, but that shit was way back in the day. And these guys these guys taught me this is how things are supposed to be, and then I kind of saw how they kind of got hypocritical. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, what the hell? What's going on here? And you guys are telling me, you guys kind of bred all of us to, find these ways, and then you guys are kind of just going to say, you guys are going to turn your back over and flop and just follow what everybody else is doing. You guys are just caving, That's not how it's supposed to be. But,
yeah.
Changes obviously need to be made, and for example, people have been let go, people who don't fit in. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Berserk or if it was Cosmo who mentioned bad apples.
Cosmo.
You're gonna have some, Cosmo. You're gonna have some bad apples for sure, and it's up to you to decide if you're gonna be the person to remove that bad apple or let that bad apple rot every other good apple in your batch. You know what I mean? So that person could be your homie at the end of the day, somebody somebody you care about. But if they're not cutting it, I care about the club at the end of the day and the longevity of the club. So whatever changes need to be made for it have to be made for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if that means that I have to be removed because I'm not doing my job, then that's an eye opener for me. Do my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a.
But that's.
Bro.
Thank you. If any other patches here, especially the OGs, want to elaborate on that because you guys have seen changes for sure. Not just myself.
Shoot. Vito, this is Vito again.
Vito.
Straight up, I was. I am. This hydrocodone is fucking nice. So I was part of the first 5. I remember joining, and there was not that many of us, and sometimes it would be pretty slim to none some days. But then I joined. I left, went on my own little journey, I guess, around the MC community. But I never found something like Los Otomies, where it's the same vibe, the same, pretty much what you wanted out of it. Yeah. In this place, it's pretty much, I guess you could say, it's kind of close to home because there's some stuff that I've told the people here that nobody knew about in my life, like how my dad went through cancer and he's still going through it.
Yeah.
And even they were fucking supportive of me. They even said yeah, hey, yo, you take your time if you need to, or do anything that you want, or pretty much if we got you what you need. And it really just gave me that assurance of hey, yo, this place, it ain't just a one-trip shop. This ain't just a fucking gas station on the side of the road. This is this is a place where you can stop for a while and just hang out, you know?
Yeah. It's like, in your eyes, it's like if it don't work out here, it's not gonna work out anywhere else.
Exactly. Like this place, it's the one place that you can come in here with all sorts of issues, and we're not going to judge you for anything. But the moment you start like lying or anything, that's when we're like going to be testing you, like going, hey, are you sure like this is the best fit for you? Because if you don't really fit like the vibe, I guess you could say, like if you just aren't here with us, then it's like one of those things of just don't drag us down, I guess you could say. Because there's been some people that have definitely put hinders on this club that was just not a perfect fit, and that would just drag everybody's mood down.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes sir.
I wasn't let me speak right now because I was gonna pass the mic on to him. But with what Vito was saying, this is me, Teddy. Apologies.
Yeah.
Just before I pass the mic on to Myth, just to elaborate on more what Myth was not Myth with. I'm sorry, speaking. My apologies.
Don't you see his name tag? What? Like, he has a name tag. Hi, my name is Vito.
We're always over in that corner. I was like, "Where's Vito at?"
In his natural position.
Smoke no mid here.
Hell no, dog. We from Cali, baby. Come on, dog. I was just paralyzed.
But fuck, I forgot on. So you know what? I'm gonna just let the mic go. It's fine.
It's fine. Chatting and
smoking that top shelf, baby.
And when it comes down to like teaching people how to show something, we don't haze. I'm not here to make you a little fucking fool. I'm not here to make you look hella stupid in front of her too, basically. And like I said, you guys are OGs of the club. It's been 3 years. You guys for sure saw some changes.
Dude, this you can go through the whole Rolodex as far as like different topics, as far as the character in the club, and it's quantity over quality over quantity. That's a very big part. We were at the peak. Let's say we were like what 30 members deep, and as a VP at the time, there's a lot of those spots where it was like, cool, we have numbers, I just do not know who the fuck is in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know who MC member 28 is and about his life or about what he's doing that day, because with everybody here, I know where Vito's itinerary for his day. Why? Because he fucking talked to me about it last night. You know what I'm saying? Or Teddy, I know he's got a university thing next week. Why? Because we fucking talk. We cool like that, you know what I'm saying? That's what's dope, you know what I'm saying? But that took its time to build, There's a lot of times where that ego part within its club, there's a lot of people who join and they're like, no, we're going to take over the community. Relax. Let's kick it with the people we kick with, and then it'll flower into other things, And as far as quality, this is probably the best quality of people I've seen in the club ever, because no one here has an ego. Everyone here can at least be like, hey man, let me pull you aside and talk to you, or hey man, hey Myth, dude, what are you doing? My bad, bro, I got you. And then it's likewise, same thing, That's actually a thing that's transitioned, because there's a lot of we had this before prior. When I was sergeant, when I first joined, not obviously when I first joined, but when I was sergeant, I challenged for the VP spot. Why? Because I felt like I could perform a good job while someone else takes care of what they need to take care of. Yeah, and I was VP for a year or 2 years, and then I moved on to what I moved on to. But that sergeant spot was actually when me and Teddy used to always chop it up about it, because the next person that would take it would be cursed. They would either pick fights with everybody, think they're the hot tamale, you know what I'm saying? Like, they think they're the hot stuff, And not only that, they're on IG paragraphs. You know what I'm saying? So dude, it was like, bro, I got DMs from 18 different people that I don't even know talking about, oh, we got a patch rip on you. I'm like, dude, I'm not even on the game. What are you talking about? Or wanting CBs and all that. But even that position with the club, that position as well, the ego leveled out, and now people that are sergeants are even head people, people who want the best as a whole instead of just right now. You know, we could be like, oh, they disrespected us, just fight them right now. Okay, you know, we sit down and we go, okay, what is that going to lead to? Oh, you know what? It's not going to lead to a good ending, or maybe just let it die down, and that club will shut down. You know, we've seen it. We've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? That's what's cool about having our first 5 still, is because we can all point that out and be like, yeah, they're 2 months, they'll be gone. Don't even trip. Let's just ride the wave, and it'll just even out. You know, that, you know, all with that evolved into the from the start of the club to where it's at now. That's where that was a big change, where it hit its peak of ego and then just shoo, and then everyone's all on the same page now. You know, yeah. From here and there, we'll have our discussions as far as KOS and we should attack or whatnot, and you know, stuff like that. But that's like sergeant stuff. But other than that, you know, that's one of the big things that I've seen that really did change, and it made the club a lot more tighter, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can say on that.
Yeah, that's real dope, man. So 4 years, you know, you guys still have your first 5, you know. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Oh yeah, no. That's pretty dope.
So I'm gonna go ahead and push the floor to my boy Cosmo.
Yes, sir. All right. Man, I gotta say, this episode is definitely gas so far. This shit is great.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right.
Chad and gassing.
A bit rudimentary in a sense, but you know, basically, when and what made you guys form this club in the first place?
Tatters.
When and what? Or what was it? How was it?
Yeah, when and what made you guys form this club in the first place?
So, basically, like how I mentioned before, me and my co-founder, Pokes, we were in a situation where we were put in the club that had a lot of favoritism that was going in within it. You know, there was a lot of issues that were going on, not just within the club, but like personal issues as well. Some members were talking shit. Can I even cuss on here? By the way, were you guys gonna get demonetized or something for me doing that? Because I cuss a lot.
Forget about it.
Okay, yeah, because I'm sorry. I'm asking so late in the in the podcast. I dropped like so many F-bombs before this too. Yeah. So some member was getting really like, you know, just to cut it short, you know, he was getting really disrespectful with me on a personal level. He ended up bringing up my lady into it, and then you know, me and my girl, you know, I've been with her for the better part of like 8 years now. You know, she's not just like a high school sweetheart. This is somebody who I plan on marrying one day. You know what I mean? A person I want to start a family with. Yeah. So, you know, I'm serious with this person. You know, and for somebody to come in here and say that, oh, she's property for the whole club, shit like that. That even if it's on a game, you know, this was my early years of being in the community. So I was young too. I was like 19. My anger issues were like really out of control, so I flipped, you know what I mean? I took a lot of offense to that, especially because I wasn't present when he was saying this, because I knew he wasn't going to say this to my face, you know what I mean? Yeah. So this was an issue that I had brought up with the president at the time, and I was just like, yo, you know, hey, this guy said all this shit about her and about me too, especially me not being there. I want to talk with him, you know, and I want to get some shit sorted out. And he was kind of like pushing back the whole event, wasn't really letting me like, you know, see eye to eye with them. And I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm like, I know what's gonna go down. This nigga literally sucks your dick all the fucking time. So I'm not even gonna like. He did, and it's true. I hate people who kiss ass. You know what I mean? Well, they might up No, but I don't like ass kisses. You know, I don't want somebody kissing my ass either. So I was like, you know what, this wasn't a. You're already not gonna listen to me, bro. Like, so what the fuck am I gonna waste my time like going to church and sitting down in front of all of you guys and fucking giving my piece when I know I'm not gonna get anything at the end of it, you know? I worked my my ass for what I got to, you know. I got to a full patch position, was gonna get like question for a hierarchy spot. Yeah. And I decided to just walk away from that because I knew that club wasn't. Well, I knew that club wasn't right for me because of those morals that they said that they stood for. Obviously, they weren't standing for them at all. You know what I mean? You're not respecting your other club members in the club. I'm not letting any of these fools talk about any of these people's ladies like that. 100% not. You know, even a little joke here about somebody's issue that's going on in real life. That's really like, hey, you know, let's not fucking make fun of that. You know what I mean? That's not something you should be even talking about to begin with.
Yeah.
So, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
So me and Pokes, like around that time, I was dealing with that issue. He was dealing with a lot of issues with his little girl. I don't want to talk too much about that shit too. Like he was dealing with his own stuff with the club that they were kind of like pinning shit on him that he wasn't really doing, and it wasn't just working out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were just like, fuck this. Like let's just do what we want to do. What we know we want to do out of MC. Let's go find people out there who for sure want to do this. So that's what we decided to do, and you know. Down the line, you know, 3-4 years later, here we are, you know, with all these other people. And Pokes, you know, isn't as active as he was back in the first years as much as I would want him to be. But he does hop in, you know, when a moment's need be, especially when there's moments of, say, when the club's going under some turmoil. You know, there's an issue that's going on that needs to be discussed. He's present for those moments, you know, and he gives his insight on it, and he tells people, like, you know, this isn't something that me and Teddy find at the club on. You guys got to fix your fucking shit and get back to the original roots of, you know, the brotherhood, respect, and loyalty. You guys are not doing any of that shit with each other. You guys aren't respecting each other. You guys are being loyal to the club, or you guys are being loyal to your charter instead of the whole name above the charter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about Los Otomies. It's not about the Bay Area. It's not about the Valley. It's about Los Otomies. You know what I mean? We are Los Otomies.
Yeah.
Applause, please. Hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah, fucking run a mile.
That's what's up, though. Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, not to drop names, but this ain't no 81 HA. You know what I mean? Like that kind of animosity and
straight up
bullshit shouldn't have to be tolerated. You know what I mean? That's just unreasonable. So definitely good to see a little diamond in the rough type of situation like that. And you know, also congrats on 8 years. That's huge.
It's 4. Thank you, brother. No, it's
8 years. Oh yeah, he was on.
4?
Damn, get off the game. No, I'm just kidding.
As we stated before, we don't smoke no kind of mid here. You're
if you were talking about 8 years, yeah, but 4 years with the club.
Shit. Alright, so we had a little bit of trouble pronouncing the name Los Otomies earlier. What's the meaning behind Los Otomies or 12 MC?
Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about this, and I can pass the mic over to Myth afterwards. So when I first kind of started the club, this was in the first trial runs of the club. I wanted to keep the club within our Mexican heritage roots. You know, not just Mexican heritage, but the indigenous roots.
Yeah.
So instead of being an Azteca Mayan, obviously those clubs are already out there. I was just like, I know there's other indigenous tribes down there, so let's see what else is going around.
Yeah,
and it came across the Otomi people. So I was just like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I read into them a little bit more, and they were kind of a sub-nation of the Aztecs, so that's something that I kind of find interesting. And I was like, let's see what's going on about this. But they were more within the warrior group of the Aztecs. The Otomi people were the warriors for the Aztecs. And it was kind of fucked up because they were really shunned out. You know, these people were really given, given the credit at the end of the day. You know? So I'm just showcasing this name, and it's kind of funny because now that I say that, this club sometimes isn't credited for the things that, you know, we've done. You know, we notice it. You know what I mean? We've stuck here through the thick of thin. We've had haters. We have a lot of fanboys who we call haters our fanboys, who are constantly in our Instagram talking shit, but then we see their club going with like 20 people to 2 people. You know what I mean? And it's just like, what happened to you guys?
I want to say it so bad,
you guys. I want to say it too, but I'm not gonna give them the credibility, you know. But you know, it's just a matter of like, oh fuck, I lost my train of thought. It's just a matter of that, you know, keeping. Where's it going to? This damn it, Eli.
You were given, sorry. You were given the tribute basically to the name.
to the name of the people. And so that's why I kept it with Los Otomies. You know what I mean? And I saw the headdress. I was kind of trying to see if I could find something to kind of fit the pride. The Dead Warriors, the whole Aztec headdress. The 12 represents the 12 generals that fought and died in battle. That's what the 12 represents. We actually had it with another number, and at first the number was representing the alphabet, the placement of the L and the O, and I was like, that's so stupid. That doesn't make any fucking sense. 12 represents the 12 warriors who died because generals have died in the battle. So that's what I just wanted to like showcase, and that's that originality. Myth, if you want to add anything onto that from what you've heard and stuff like that, you could also talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. But it's Myth, by the way. So as far as that, the uniqueness of the name is very cool. You know, it all has meaning to it. You know, one of the other thing too is you notice it's kind of a unique bottom rocker, I would say, Bay Area. You know, a lot of the people that are in the club actually are from the Bay Area. It's like the area in the sense of the Bay Area, where the San Francisco Bay, Oakland, San Jose, you know, we're all spread out through there, you know. It kind of represents, and also we're from Paleto Bay, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of like, you know, it makes sense at the end of the day. But as far as like to our SoCal people that are in the club, I'm not personally from SoCal or Southern California, but the valley basically consists of Grapeseed and Sandy Shores. It's more or less the general area of that. So that's where we got that's where we came up with the valley. You know what I'm saying? Just in a sense of a general area. But that's as far as that, like the details on why we were a bottom rocker. But yeah, I mean, we do have home ties as far as Bay Area, which is fucking awesome that I at least wore that and VP'd and represented the club for so long, you know, under that under that charter.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm a major history buff, right? And as my people in the comments from my crew will definitely point out, I know a thing or two about history, right? So I could definitely appreciate the inspiration behind that name, and I could sincerely say, like, I genuinely appreciate that kind of shit. Like, I find that really fascinating that kind of thing is, you know, brought up in modern culture still, and it's, you know, it's still relevant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So, what kind of activities do you guys engage in on a sort of regular basis? What does a day with Los Otomies kind of look like on this game?
Any full patches want to, aside from me and Myth, want to talk on this?
Vito.
Everybody's playing Animal Crossing.
We passing out now.
The Z's are hitting him, dude.
Yeah, this guy's on.
The Z's are hitting him.
So what does the day in Los Otomies look like? You know, what are our day-to-day activities basically consist of, I should say.
You know, sometimes we'll go right around on P5, make some content. Here and there we'll play Battlefield 5, we'll play Battlefront 2. We'll even go on to 5M, and we'll also, you know, play some of that. Me and Teddy, we like some Arma, and I'm in the military, so I like the military shit. I like to, you know, get as much practice, even if it is virtual. And a casual day, yeah, it's pretty much it. We just like to hang out, you know. We'll join up in a party. We'll just start shooting the shit. Some people get high all the way up until everybody just crashes, and then it's just down for the night. And some people who get on late, they'll be up till like 4 a.m.
Me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's usual day. It's just shooting the shit and having a chill fucking time.
That's what's up, short and sweet. No special planned activities, you know, just free flowing.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's the best kind of thing, you know what I mean? Because, shit, you know, never know what kind of trouble you might find.
Yeah, you don't want to force it. It should just all be organic. It should just flow, you know, naturally.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what Myth tells me every night.
Hey, we're gonna shoot that off the interview. No, I'm just kidding.
So, whoa, buddy.
That's all I got.
Could you guys explain, maybe to the sports or whoever might be watching this, what's the meaning behind the center patch there that y'all rocking?
Like, how did you come up with the center patch? Does it tie in with the name?
The center patch ties in with the warriors who died, the generals.
Yeah.
And like I said, the Otomies basically were a warrior fighter nation, or people, I should say, fighting people. So the headdress just basically speaks for itself. You know, it's a dead warrior. It shows somebody who has fallen, just with the skull. This isn't something that we designed ourselves. This is something that we did have to, by BA, me myself, kind of looked around at first in the internet, kind of saw something that resembled what I was kind of like envisioning, and that was it. Not knowing that was a tattoo artist's thing, you know. Myth is actually the one who pointed that out to me. He was just like, "Yo, Teddy, like that centerpiece is good, but we're trying to like make some merch at the time and like kind of like change the color of it." He was just like, "This is a tattoo artist's thing, you know," and I was like, "Oh, fuck!" So we ended up reaching out to him. Myth actually ended up talking with the guy and like came into an agreement of like at least just letting us use it for the game because it was just something that we're not making any profit out of it. We're not really like really using the original idea because we changed it. You know, it is different from what it was. So we're just kind of letting him know, hey, like, sorry, but if you do see it, that's what it is. So don't trip, you know what I mean? And that's something that was kind of discussed. So it was like, I'm glad it was discussed because we're obviously none of us are making any profit off of that. We're just playing a video game with it. You know what I mean? Being on here with it. So, but that's what I wanted to represent, was just somebody who has fallen in battle, and with that headdress and everything with the skull, I was like, that's perfect. You know, that shows it for me. But that's what that was going for.
Okay.
I just heard a mysterious ass beeping outside. I don't know if it's the Tuca or if it's actually somebody beeping out there.
What's the name of the Tuca, bro? Beeper? Beeper OG? It's she.
I got a little
Replace the batteries.
type of thing. Not exactly, but like the old like OG, you know, real life motorcycle clubs. They kind of started, for the most part, sort of after World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam. And without diving into like the specifics or anything, our patch is kind of similar in that regard, in that it kind of honors, you know, ours doesn't really, you know, have any attributes to any specific heritage. It's just, you know, kind of paying homage to, you know, prominent historical figures, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the skeleton on the bike and shit, you know.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean that's still cultural. I'm so sorry. That's still cultural with itself. Teddy speaking. You know what I mean? Because the MC, the traditional, the real life MC stuff, you know, it's culture. You know, it is its own culture, and it has its own people who have flocked to it, who continue to flock to that stuff. You know what I mean? If for sure it's something like, you know, even if it started like after it for not too long of a time, it has made an impact. You know what I mean? Like you talk about like how people make, you know, any other culture stuff, like pop culture stuff now, you know, for sure, not saying that MCs are pop culture, but I'm saying that MC is actual, like, culture of, like, you know, stuff that we've seen around, because it's made an impact, not just here in, like, the U.S., but, like, all over the place, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, certainly. Yeah, definitely. So who would be the oldest member in this room that wouldn't be considered a founder?
Oldest member who would not be considered a founder?
Like,
that's two people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's both Vito and Eli. I'm sorry, Myth.
Okay, so who came in first out of Vito and Myth?
Myth.
I did.
Okay. So
Yeah.
this question will be for you.
Myth was my third member.
Yes, sir. What's up? What's up?
So like out of your out of the original five, or your, you know, your founding five, like who came, who was like your sixth guy basically, like the sixth patch?
My sick My sixth patch? Oh, dude, I think that's Thrash.
Uh,
Yeah, it's funny because he's a prospect now, but at the moment, Thrash was a sixth member who was just the full patch, not the no hierarchy attached to or anything like that. Right after we had our whole hierarchy set, I think we were just kind of like toying with the idea of like having him be just the toe gunner. We do toe gunner, but toe gunner isn't a hierarchy position. It's something that's just kind of assigned to a writer. Let me turn off this flame because I just let it lit up a wick because I was gonna take a hit. So that's what Thrash was. Thrash was the sixth member. We had to remove him because of inactivity. He had actually ran out of PSN, and it was a situation where like it was like more than it went on for like longer than a year. So I was like,
Yeah, you only
you
gotta
know,
dive
it's
into
gonna
that.
be Okay, yeah. Sorry.
No, you
But,
good, bro. So is Thrash active on the are you
Yeah,
active
he is.
on the mic? I'm talking about like.
Oh yeah, what's
He
up,
should
bro?
be. Yeah, he's right there.
All right, so yeah,
First
this
up.
question would be for you then, because they had the original, founding five, and then you came in, you was like the fresh patch, you was the baby on the block. So this question would be for you.
So yeah, this is definitely a question catered specifically towards you. What would, I guess, out of kind of all of the other choices of MCs out there, what made you join the Los Otomies?
Personally, because because I'm cool with my boy Teddy, and I haven't really, I haven't been in any other club but this one. It's my first and only, my one and only club, you know. But dude, it's just I wouldn't go into any other club from this one. I mean, I wasn't active as hell, but just coming back to it feels hella good, to be honest. It's just a bunch of brothers coming through, kicking it, having a good time. You know, even if I'm feeling hella shitty or whatever, or whoever, you know, we just fucking cheer up after we're just hopping on. We cheer up we cheer each other up, you know.
Yeah.
But this is my first club I've ever been in, and the only club I've been in, you know. The only club I'm gonna be at.
That's nice. A lot of our is a lot of your guys is like is a lot of your like guys there like this is their first club, you know what I'm talking about? Like everybody there hasn't really been around.
Me personally, I'm
about-
like,
Yeah, what would you say?
I'm new to this.
I was talking about
Like my first
Myth or Teddy or like.
Oh, I'll jump in, sorry. A lot of these guys, because I mean, I'm not saying I am myself, but, you know, a lot of people come to me to, apply and such. Usually, because everyone's busy and that, and I'm just like, fuck it, dude, I'm with it. I like to talk to people, why not, you know? It helps with my patch business and everything, so. But, as far as with a lot of people that come in, they do come in from a lot of clubs, you know. Like I said, planting the flowers, you know, planting seeds as far as meeting new clubs and such. Sometimes they actually even end up kind of kicking it with us. One of our prospects here, Roden, I've known him for 2 years, you know, finally just giving us a try, you know. But he is very sure on it, and I'm very sure on him that he's not going to be fucking around or, like, you know, being like, oh, I'm going to infiltrate, you know. No, because we know the types of people we kind of kick it with. And when people join, it's a very, either you kind of fit in or you don't. If you, how do I say this? If you really are here for, like, the bad intention, it'll get like a sore thumb. Bro, you're going to stick out 100%. Because you're not here to be with the boys, or, you know, we have a couple females in the club, but we're not, how do you say it? You're not here to kick it. You're here to do an objective. You know what I'm saying? And you can just tell. You know what I'm saying? You can just 100% tell. But the people that do come in, they do come in with certain clubs are like, nah, bro, like, you know, they said they were a brotherhood. Same thing. A lot of people, you know, end up here or are here for that same reason, you know? Because, you know, I believe Aztec came from Iron Angels, another club we're actually very cool with. It just so happened, you know, he's like, hey man, you know, things didn't work out. Can I join? Cool. We talked, hey, Iron Angels, what's up, bro? What's going on? No disrespect, you know, he's applying. Anything bad blood? No, he's cool. Alright, cool. You know, come on in. Give it a try. sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, and and that's that, But there's a good mix of people that come in from other clubs, but like I said, a lot of people that come in